So this could be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra person that's showing up, or it could be someone who embodies the archetype of Queen of Swords. And who that is someone who's very direct, who's in alignment with the truth. She's holding the sword, which represents logic, analysis, reason, all the faculties of the mental element, of the air element. So it's someone who is very direct, very honest, very truthful, very cutting sometimes. She can be very blunt. So she can really present the truth directly to you. So if you come across any air signs at the beginning of August, Cap, they're going to be able to give you some good advice or be very direct with you or be very, they can be very sharp with the truth, but they have some real insight and they have access to what is reasonable, what is logical, what is truthful. It's interesting because what I see in relation to her is there may be some new beginning for you, Capricorn, that you're either fearful of or resistant to, or it's being held back for some reason. With these two cards, Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups, aces represent new beginnings always. And Ace of Swords is a card that represents the truth in and of itself. You can see it's crowned here. I sometimes call this my Excalibur sword. Sorry. I'm just had my morning coffee, so I'm just still waking up. I sometimes call it my Excalibur card. And Ace of Swords, it's the card of the truth will set you free, and it's when the universe wants to hand you the truth. It's a card of clarity, a card of recognition, a card of revelation, recognizing something, the one truth. It's the one idea, the one thought. So when this card comes about, it means that things are clear. It means that you're seeing the truth. The truth is being handed to you in the reverse position. And in tandem with Queen of Swords here, it can mean that there's some sort of resistance to the truth, or not seeing things clearly, or fearful of acknowledging the truth. There's something in which it's like holding a cork below the water. It wants to come to the surface. It wants to reveal itself, but there's something holding it in suspension. There's something that's holding it in the reverse position, and that could either be fear of acknowledging the truth or not wanting to see something, but she can provide you with that. She's saying, here's the truth. It's the same sword that they're holding up. It's the sword of the truth. In this case, there may be a new beginning that you're fearful of, that you're having a hard time acknowledging the truth of, but she can help you see that or forge a path to that. So I'm going to encourage you, Capricorn, at the beginning of August to listen to what any air signs have to say. Or this could be someone who is a woman in an authority position, like a mother, an aunt, a landlord, or a boss. So try to listen to someone who's being very forthright, very direct. This could even be like a roommate or just anyone who embodies this Queen of Swords archetype. More often than not, it will be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but they're going to provide you some access to any truth that you may be resisting, or just guidance towards perhaps a new beginning that you may be resisting or fearful of. The reason I'm saying that is that she's surrounded by these two aces in reverse. This ace, by the way, at the beginning of the month has the opportunity to fill your heart, Capricorn. This card, if you can see it, I call it sometimes my cup runneth over. Ace of Cups is all about a new beginning of the heart. Cups represent emotion and the heart realm, and you can see that when this card arrives, the universe is trying to hand you this new cup, this new love, new passion, new joy, a new beginning of your heart being filled. And you can see that the dove of peace arrives with it. There's enlightenment here. This is a symbol of enlightenment in the Buddhist tradition. This is a blooming lotus, and it means like after having come up through the mud, it comes to the surface of the water, and it's full of enlightenment. This is a card of all things being fulfilled, your cup running over, having more love and joy to share with others because you're so full. It's a card of great passion, of creativity, of having your heart filled. When it is in the reverse position like this, it's saying that there is still this new beginning available to you, but there is some sort of fear, some doubt, some way that it's in shadow where you're not seeing the opportunity. And because there's 2 aces, it's double the beginning or new initiation of the cycle energy. But it's related to this. Both of these, as you can see, are surrounding this Queen of Swords card, and they're also being influenced. They also are present influences with this Knight of Cups card, which means this is a messenger of the heart. This could mean like a declaration of love, either by you or to you. So this is, sometimes people call this the knight in shining armor. As you can see, he's wearing this armor that traditionally belongs to Hermes, the god of the messenger in the Greek tradition. He's wearing this winged helmet, which represents the messenger, someone with information. And because he's carrying this cup, it's a message of the heart. It's a message of emotion. Usually it's a message of love. So it could be you expressing your loving feelings to someone else, or someone who's arriving with their heart in their hand, literally, to, be the knight in shining armor. This is usually a water sign. Cups are water sign cards. So this could literally be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio that's going to be showing up for you mid-month. But keep in mind, and there is this card here of Page of Cups, which usually represents, again, the heart and openness and willingness of exploring and looking at heart energy. But do you see 3 of these cards are in reverse in terms of the person who's coming with the message of their heart on their heart? So the messenger of love has some resistance around it. This is the young part of yourself that wants to fall in love. This card sometimes can be considered infatuation. But when this card shows up, it's an openness and a willingness to participate in love, to look at what makes your heart leap. It's very related to this card. As you can see, there's 1 cup here, which represents your heart. And there's a natural element, a figure of the natural world, in this case, a dove, or in this case, a fish that's leaping, which represents the heart being active, the heart being visited by these animals that create life around this cup, or are coming to this cup for fulfillment. And in this case, Paige is a young person, so this can often be the young part of yourself, feeling like a teenager, feeling giddy, feeling like, oh wow, my heart is leaping for this thing, whether it's a person or an activity, or that excitement that you felt as a kid. Maybe it's before Christmas morning, or maybe it's going to camp, or maybe it's discovering some sort of music that you like, or another person. Sometimes this card can be called puppy love. But in the reverse position, saying there's some sort of fear or resistance, or not acknowledging the truth, not allowing it to come out, not allowing this new beginning of feeling fulfilled, having some resistance against either the person that's showing up in your environment in the middle of the month, or this message of love, or in some ways just not feeling like you are allowing yourself that openness or willingness to consider what is, most going to light up your heart. So that's worth considering, Capricorn, because these cards are showing up for you. They're here, but they're just kind of under a wet blanket right now. And this guy, Knight of Cups, and this person, Queen of Swords, may have some keys or some insights for you how to tap into those energies. So another thing that's going on at the beginning of the month is I want to encourage you to tap into your visioning process and your intuition. These 2 cards are about This card is about trusting your intuition. This is High Priestess, and she receives information just from tuning in to herself and listening. She doesn't overanalyze things. She's not a card about the mind, but she is a card about information coming to you from this crescent moon is the feminine side, the instinct, the emotional realm. It's from your intuition. And you can see resting on her lap, she's got this scroll that represents inner knowledge, hidden knowledge. She has access to what's called the etheric realm because she can channel it down just through being open and through listening, being a good listener. So I want to encourage you to listen to the small voice that's within you, Capricorn. And I want to encourage, because there's information that you can receive from that. And I want to encourage you also to employ creative visualization. This card I call the visionary card. This is 3 of Wands. And you can see in it, there's a visionary person here who's just serving his empire. He's serving what's possible. And sometimes if you take time to dream when this card shows up, it's 3 of Wands, which is 3 is an inherently creative number. The high side of 3 is creativity. The low side of 3 is worry or anxiety or stress or indecision. So I want to encourage you to employ this 3 energy, which is social, creative. You can dream about what you want to create, what you would want to bring into your experience when this card shows up. With it in the reverse position, along with this Ace of Cups, I'm getting the sense, Capricorn, that there's something available to you, a beautiful new beginning that's going to fill your heart. But you may be fearful about it. You may be blocking it. You may not see how it's possible. You may not trust your gut instincts. You may not trust your inner self. I'm going to encourage you to try to work with this energy. Try to remove any fears, doubts, complications, resistance to trusting yourself and trusting your own visioning, creative process, because this wants to come through. And if you can listen to the words that this Queen of Swords person has for you, you may be able to bring all of these things back into being in the right side up position. They're sitting there waiting for you. It's like flowers that are waiting to be picked. But if you don't believe that they're yours, if you don't believe that it's true or possible, then they remain in the reverse position. You won't have access to them. They'll remain underwater. So work with that, Capricorn, at the beginning of the month. See if you can open up to receiving more love, receiving a new beginning of joy, fulfillment, having your heart run over, with happiness. That's sitting there waiting for you. And see, perhaps, if you can spend some time dreaming and working on creative visualization of what's possible, because that's waiting for you too. And also try to receive information by getting quiet and listening, because your inner self, your inner knowledge is there. Just like this scroll on her lap, she's already got it. You already have the information. You just need to tune into yourself, rely on your gut instincts, rely on your inner knowing, is what all these are saying to me. We've already kind of been through this card, which is Ace of Swords, which is truth. See if you can open up to the truth, especially that, Knight of Cups may have for you, or especially Queen of Swords, whoever this person is who's showing up at the beginning of August, who's being very direct and forthright with you. They're going to help you to have access to the truth. Look for this person, usually dark-haired person, woman. Can be a man, but more than likely it's going to be a woman who's just very clear, direct, forthright. They are going to be the ones who can help you launch onto this new ace, this new beginning, this new cycle, and help you align with the truth. Maybe recognize some truths that you've had a hard time acknowledging, or that you've been resisting, or just not wanting to see the truth about something. In the middle of the month, you have this message of love showing up, this is Knight of Cups. And again, we've talked a little bit about this, but can be Pisces, can be Cancer, can be Scorpio, any of those water signs, because cups represent water signs. But the main meaning of Knight of Cups is message of love. So a message of love is showing up for you in the middle of the month, whether it's from you to another person or from another person to you. This guy is arriving at your doorstep. See if you can address any of the things that are surrounding him. There's some resistance surrounding him. This is a lot of cups energy, but open up, receive the love that is happening for you. There's something in which your heart is being ignited. The world is trying to hand you something. See if you can realign with your young self, your teenage self, your adolescent self, where your heart was leaping about something. That energy is going to help you to connect with this, whether it's you expressing what's on your heart or receiving a heart message. And it will also help you to have an open hand to receive this new ace. Another thing that's going on for you, Capricorn, at the middle of the month is a assessment of finances and value. It's interesting because you have two knights showing up here on either side of this card, Six of Coins, which really represents values, an assessment of values. Who has it? Who doesn't have it? Where is the worth and where is it not? Who has what I want and who doesn't have what I want? So you actually may, Capricorn, be choosing between two different people. This card, they're both knights. So knights represent being courageous. They're usually creative, playful, romantic. This could be two different romantic partners that you're having to choose between. And this Six of Coins is assessing, well, he has this value and he has this value and he has this quality, he has this quality. You may be kind of like weighing a balance between who's the more suitable partner. This is more than likely a water sign. This is more than likely an earth sign. So this is Capricorn, just like you, or Taurus, or Virgo. So that's a possibility that you could be considering two different suitors at the middle of the month. Or you could be making a choice between what's more having to do with my heart, that's Knight of Cups energy, or what's more practical, that's Knight of Coins energy. Knight of Coins is about weighing options between what's realistic, what's practical, what's possible, what's going to give me the most return at the end of the day, what's more valuable. Because he's coins energy, he's related to the earth and related to assets, values, possessions, money, but it can just be values. Like what's more in accordance with your values. So there could be an assessment, Capricorn, between what's more in alignment with your heart or what's more in alignment with your practical values. You may have a choice between something that you really love, that you're really infatuated with, and something that you feel is more realistic and more practical, which is usually a consideration for Capricorn. So consider that in the middle of the month, you have some weighing and assessment to do between heart and practicality. Just be aware of this guy is next to, there are some truths that this guy, you might need to really consider the truth of the matter, especially related to things regarding the heart. And again, Queen of Swords can provide you with answers towards that. This could even just be a counselor that you hire. She's a woman in, in an authority position who's in alignment with truth and knowledge. So then towards the end of the month, there is a way in which these two cards together represent impatience. Eight of Wands represents things happening swiftly, things 80 to 90% lined up. So things are coming to completion. Sometimes I'll call this card a watch pot never boils. So the energy of this card is like having a boiling pot of water, but it's not boiling yet. It's heating and heating and heating, and it's 80 to 90% there. These are almost lined up. Things will happen very quickly when when this card shows up. But in the reverse position, it's saying things are happening and they're happening quickly, but they may not be happening quickly enough for you. And with this Page of Cups in reverse, again in the upright position, it can mean infatuation, a leaping of the heart, feeling like a teenager. In this case, and sometimes this is impetuousness, it's got that whole feeling of rushing, where fools rush in. But in the reverse position, it could say, I'm not being patient. I want it all right now. I want it to happen right now. It's not happening fast enough for me. So I'm going to say with these two cards in these positions at the end of the month, you may need to employ some patience. You may need to just cool your jets, Capricorn. It may not all happen at once, but it is happening. It may just not be happening fast enough for you. So try to work with that. Just try to breathe through it. Try to realize, the young part of yourself wants it all right now. But see if you can just employ some patience. You are going to have a lot of power to create what it is that you want towards the end of the month. This is Magician. This is a major arcana card. And what Magician does is he takes all the elements that are available. Swords representing the mental element, wands representing the vital, passionate fire element, cups representing the heart element and emotion, and coins representing the earth element, which all has to do with value, money, possessions, and assets. And he's able to fuse all of those together through bringing down his connection to the universe, kind of like this card. These are major arcana cards, number 1 and number 2. So they have powerful origination energy. Hers is more receptive. His is more active. So I'm going to direct your attention to this line of things. This is 3 of Wands. Creative vision. What do I want? What would I like to create? This is 6 of Coins, which is assessment. What are the qualities that I'm looking for? What are the values? Do I want this or do I want that? Is there, this is a weighing of things. Which of these things do I want? Do I want, this choice or this choice? Do I see myself as the person having the money or not having the money? It's a real card of assessment of value. And then this card is where this one is dreaming of creation. This one is envisioning those dreams. This one is all about putting it into action. And this one has a lot of powerful force around it. He connects with the universe. That's what this infinity symbol is. And it's doubled here on his cloak. So he's able to put into action what he has been dreaming of, what he wants to create, and he actually goes about creating it. That's the magic of Magician, that he is able to bring it into being. He says, abracadabra, let it be so, here it is. So there's a lot of personal power in this card. There's a lot of force. There's a lot of creative ability. And the way that Magician does that is he focuses his mind, his will, and his consciousness with a laser focus towards one goal, towards one creation. He is not distracted. He is focusing everything into one place and therefore is able to create that thing. So harness this energy of Magician. You may want to look up this card and see further meaning about it, because this energy is available to you at the end of the month, Capricorn. It's very powerful. And then also at the very tail end of the month, this is 10 of Wands in reverse. This card can be sort of feeling like you're overburdened. It means like carrying a lot. And in the reverse position, it may mean that your burden is going to be lightened. You won't have to continue carrying as much. Sometimes it's called oppression. This is also the teacher card. So when this card shows up, I ask people, what is it that you can put down that's not necessary? What is it that you can let go of to lighten your load? And in the reverse position, it may mean that it can go 2 ways. It may mean that your load is lightened, or it can mean that you're resistant to letting go. You're afraid to let go of all of what you've been carrying. Sometimes it can relate to old baggage, like you're carrying this old stuff. So I want to encourage you to think about what it is that you're carrying that you could let go of at the end of the month. It will help you with creating what it is that you want to create and bring into your existence. And it may mean, too, that you have some things that you've collected, some experience that you need to offload and share with others.